Record.
When I listen to the voice in my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice in my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice in my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice in my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. It says, child, stay calm, stay open. You are protected and connected to this love, this song, this wisdom. It is always there. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. It says, child, stay calm, stay open. You are protected and connected to this love, this song, and wisdom. It is always there. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. When I listen to the voice of my womb, I hear a beauty prayer, beauty prayer. Women whose wisdom is in dreams. Where do I go to find images of woman made? Where do I go to find images of woman made? Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Awaken to your power. Awaken to your power. Awaken to your power. woman made. Where do I go to find images of woman made? Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Our wisdom cannot be lost, and our spirit cannot be broken. Awaken to your power.
Hello, welcome. Hello, warmest greetings to all blessed angels. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I just want to sing. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm just taking a moment to connect with you all here. Welcome. Just connecting with your beautiful faces and energy. Hi, hi, hi. I'm so happy to see you all. Thank you for being here. I love this. Can I just say, like, I absolutely love gathering in sisterhood. It's like my favorite thing to do. So just having you all being here and like seeing your faces and here with you as well on the live stream. Thank you so much, sisters, for spending this time together and being here. It's really an honor to hold this space and to bring forward this medicine. And I would love to know, for those of you who watched day one, how are you feeling today? How was your night? I had a massive night. I don't know about you. I would love to hear about it. If you're here in the chat, on the live or here in the Zoom, please share if you feel called. What came up for you? What's real for you right now? What happened? I want to know because I had a really, really deep night and it brought up a lot, some really big releases. I had some grief come up that I actually did a womb process last night, a very deep womb process. I'm actually in a 1.5 year long shamanic apprenticeship that focuses on womb shamanism. So I am really deep in my personal studies that are kind of, parallel to the work that I do, but in a much deeper way. And so I went through a really deep process last night, kind of attuning to all of this medicine coming in the process we went through yesterday. So just want to tune in and see how things are going. Wow, Mishi. Oh my gosh. Mishi said, I had a femoral hernia for a few years now that has been a subtle pain that would come and go. In the past 3 months, the pain has been almost unbearable and almost constant. My God, sister, that must have been so intense for you. The pain has since yesterday been subtle again and almost non-existent. Praise, love, and gratitude. Oh, just taking a moment to like, yes, give that up to God and say thank you for that release. Thank you for that healing, God. That is amazing, sister. Thank you for sharing that. And we're going to talk more about physical symptoms today and how we can work through them. Pleasant dreams, very inspired. Oh, beautiful. I love the inspiration. Your muse energy is coming in, sister. That is so exciting. Woo, yeah. Amazing. I know it's clearing out and it brought up a lot. I've been crying yesterday before the class. Oh, honey. Yes. Yeah. Honoring your sacred tears. Um, yes. I cried so much last night. You know what's amazing though about that crying is just like it's so cathartic. Like it just like literally like feel all that stuck energy coming out through your tears and honoring that. You had grief coming up as well. Lots of tears cleansing the womb around your heart space. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Your nerves are clearing so much trauma. You feel better in your body. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, I went through a really deep process last night somatically with my body as well. I had an old pattern. I'm curious if this has ever happened to y'all. Like I had this old pattern that came up that I used to face like for years and years and years. And it would always like send me into a completely dysregulated space. And it happened last night. And for the first time, I was able to work through it in a very different way. And I almost felt like I was like splitting, like split almost, because it was like, wow, I'm very familiar with this, but I'm doing it in a different way. And it was like complete identity shift. So yeah, really deep stuff here. Woke up with lots of grief and old feelings. Yeah, yeah. Felt like you were clearing all night, doing field work in your dreams. Yes. Yeah, I had some really vivid dreams too. Mm. A very peaceful sleep after a day of illness, which is improving day by day. Yeah, you suffer from insomnia, so it was welcome. Yeah, clearing's going on that you don't even know about. Exactly. Yeah. And so if you're here on the live in the Facebook group or on the replay, please share what came up for you. It really helps me to tune in to like what's going on in the medicine I can bring in over the next, especially tomorrow for a big healing. So thank you so much for sharing all of that, sisters. And with womb healing, and this is why yesterday we took the time to go into prefacing creating the safe space, because these are the kind of things that can come up. And I will not sit here and tell you that womb healing is a breeze, because it's not. But it doesn't have to be as challenging as we I think. There's a lot of fear around going into the womb because of the pain that's there. And then we avoid it because we don't want to feel it. But we know as women on this path that in order to transmute and alchemize it, we feel it and then we can release it. We don't have to sit in it. We don't have to push it. It's a very delicate dance, right? Yeah. Lots of clearing tears and grief last night during the journey. Thank you for sharing your hearts with me, sisters. So I I'm just going to share that yesterday was a longer class. That process that we did at the end of yesterday, I wasn't expecting it to be that deep, but this is the medicine. So this is how it's going. I am aiming to have this class around an hour today. I want to be really mindful of your time. I know you all have lives, you're busy, you're doing things. And so I want to make sure I'm receiving and dropping in deeply to give you as much value as possible for your process, and also be mindful of your time here. So I just want to preface that with my intentions. And yeah, so today's going to be more of an oracular transmission. It's going to be more of a feminine flow. We're going to go into moving slowly through the process. And yeah, we're going to talk about some things that can happen when we begin to open our womb to not only prepare you, but also to just bring awareness. Because when we go deeper into our womb healing, when we have a certain, you ever experienced that where you didn't know about something and then you learn about it and then all of a sudden it's very present? It's because like your consciousness is opening up to it and calling it in. And so that's kind of what I want to talk about today. So that way, when you're now beginning to open to your womb consciousness, when I share these things with you and and then you'll experience something, you can relate it back and it'll help to make your mind make sense of it and support your body, if that makes sense. So that's something that we're going to go to today. But I really wanted to talk about, first of all, this came up yesterday, which is like the masculine forcing and the hustle, kind of like the really intense, like I gotta hustle, I can't ever rest. And this is an energy that is not supportive of womb healing and of this work. Womb healing, we can allow the divine masculine, the true protector and guardian, to hold us, and the true Christed masculine energy, our own Christ masculine energy within us. We can allow that to hold us, okay? But it's really a feminine process. So the masculine architecture will hold the feminine to be able to soften and to go into what she needs to, and he will hold her. Your masculine can hold your feminine through this process. And we rebuild your Christed architecture in your light body in the womb sovereignty journey. But I want to invite you, like, if you have a masculine energy, because I did, and this is the energy that I lived in most of my life of hustle. Like, I climbed the corporate ladder, I did all these things, I, had all this responsibility, I was go, 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 and, all this stuff. And that energy was trying to come into womb healing, and it was not a good time and it was not supportive. So I kind of had to heal some wounded masculine energy that I had when I went into this work more deeply so that I could be in my feminine and really allow the slowness. Because as we talked about yesterday, moving slow is really what's going to allow the miracles to come in and help you quantum shift. It's in the subtlety of the slowness and in the stillness where it shifts, it clears, and then you're no longer carrying it and it's done. So being patient is important. So I just wanted to bring that in because that came up yesterday. And this is really about trusting your channel and knowing that you have a divine connection to God's source and your higher self. And you have a divine connection to your womb that you're strengthening now more than ever. And that's going to guide you intuitively on how to move through this process. And so rest is really important. Rest, rest, rest. Yesterday, that is all my body wanted to do. And even preparing for today, my womb was like, you don't need to prepare as much as you think you do. You need to rest. And I was like, but and it was an invitation for me, like, walk your walk, Alasia, like, talk your talk, like, don't just, really like feel into that. And so I was sitting at the fire and she was like, slow down, rest. Tomorrow's going to be more of a feminine flow and opening, and you can trust you're going to receive exactly what you need. And over the last 12 hours, I have in a really deep way. So I just want to invite you to trust more, trust your intuition even more. That's going to strengthen your connection with your womb. So we'll just let that sit for a minute. And I'm just going to check in with the comments here. Lots of clearing tears, right? I'm still detaching from a strong and detrimental connection with my ex. Yeah, clearing the pattern of giving in and sex feeling all mixed up in that. Yeah, I can relate to that a lot, sister. Yeah, yeah. Honoring that. That's a deep one. I'm so grateful to be in a place where you can slow myself to rest through this process right now. Yeah, sister. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. And these spaces, like this kind of container, is exactly for that. It's a place to really come in. It's a sanctuary space to come in and really just be with what's happening here. And so today, I just want to take a moment here for just invite you really, really slowly, but just if it feels aligned, let's just tune in for a minute, just to your womb, to just like welcome her into this space before we dive into everything. Just if it feels called, if you feel called to place a hand on your womb and a hand on your heart, you can do that. And we're just going to take a moment to just be present with her and just really allowing yourself to feel your skin, feel your womb, intending to connect to her consciousness, your organic womb consciousness, and just bringing her into the circle with us. Just taking some breaths, bringing her into the circle, allowing her, allowing yourself to take up space. Thanking her for all that she's been revealing to you, thanking her for all that she holds, and just allowing yourself to really just connect with her and invite her to participate in today's session, to speak to you the subtleties to communicate to you when she wants you to focus or possibly explore another area as you open to her today. Mm, beautiful, beautiful. So, and something as simple as that, what I just did, is something you can do all the time, whenever you need to. Just coming in, being present, and intending to connect to your womb consciousness and invite her into your experience a little bit more deeply. It doesn't have to be this big complex thing. It can be very simple. Yeah, for me, it's about giving myself permission to allow myself to slow down. This space is allowing us to do that. Beautiful. Yeah, permission. Exactly. I had to do that last night, sister. I had to say, hey, it's okay. You can rest. You don't have to do all this stuff. You can go to bed early. It's okay. Yeah, you felt the same need to rest this morning. Oh, beautiful. And you had to teach a weightlifting class at noon, but it was a group of women. So it felt caring and empowering, even though it was a tough physical thing. Oh, I love how you showed up for yourself. Beautiful. Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. So seeing what's going on here in the chat. Oh, you had a lot of grief come up, but you slept deeper than you have in a while. Slow to rise with an internal sense of everything's going to be okay. Yeah, you've had fear for sure about going into the womb because you've experienced such intense physical pain. Absolutely, sister. Yeah, I think a lot of us can relate to that. Wow, you had a job interview call. That's amazing, sister. Congratulations. Wow, working on your gratitude. Some energy feels stuck in your pubic bone. Yeah. Yeah, I was working with my pelvis last night a lot. You fell into a deep sleep. Today, too, dissociative parts have been very active in letting me know them better. Oh my gosh, sister. Wow. Wow, your right hip's also been painful every time you've tried to be effective and not listening inwards. Wow. So your body's really communicating to you, sister. That's really, really special that those things are coming forward. What a gift. And I think if we can see these things as a gift and understanding that even though some of it may be painful and challenging, the reason they're surfacing isn't to torture you. The reason they're surfacing is because they want to be seen, they want to be witnessed, they want to be felt, and they want to be freed. So I want just really bring that home right now is when we experience these things, it's not for us to sit in and suffer. It's for us to presence, to be with. And if we can't be with it in the moment, like say we're somewhere where it isn't a safe space where we can process it, we can say to our body or say to that part, or like Charlotte's got something going on right in her right hip, like say to your hip, hey, I see you. I can't go into this process right now, but I'm going to come back to you. Okay. And letting yourself know that creates safety within your body, letting your body know, like, hey, I'm going to come back to you. I'm not just going to ignore you. So today, as we go into opening to the womb consciousness, there's presence, right? We're listening, there's patience, we have compassion, we're holding ourselves. This is so important to hold space for yourself as you go into opening your womb, because you're going to see and experience what God is wanting you to see and experience, especially with Sophianic medicine. Sophianic medicine, like what I'm teaching you here in this immersion, this is all in God's divine will. So we're asking God to show us what we're ready to see when we need to see it. It's not going to take us any deeper than we need to, and we can trust that. And we're moving slow through this process. So God's going to reveal to you what you're ready to see and what your higher self, your higher self's working with God, and you're all part of this whole puzzle here. And so you're going to see as we go into the womb, what's holding your womb hostage, what programs, are there etheric implants and devices? Are there bloodline things happening in there? Is there energy from a past lover? Is there energy? And we're going to get sensitive a little bit. So, again, as I said yesterday, please honor your energy. I am sensitive to these things, but sometimes even the mention of these things can be activating. So remember to breathe, and, please tend to your energy. But if you've been through experiences that have really impacted your womb, like sexual abuse, like rape, miscarriage, abortion, medical abuse in the hospital when you were giving birth, things like that, that is stored there. And so all of that is in there, as well as all of your power and your gifts and your limitless creation and your beautiful wellspring of pleasure. You can think of it as like a layer, you're journeying into your womb. That's why the womb sovereignty journey is a journey, because you're taking a journey. And that's what this immersion is as well. We're taking this journey together. So we're going to go into what happens when you open to your womb and allow her to show you these things. And the most important thing about this is that you can hold the space for yourself and give your womb what she needs, even through the discomfort. Because when you can hold her and love yourself through the discomfort, your womb will begin to relax. Your womb will begin to settle. She'll begin to soften when there's a raging energy. Maybe like this is where I was at last night. I was raging on the bed. I was so uncomfortable. My yoni was clenched. It was curled up into my womb. It was tight. It was holding so much grief. And as I began to cry and let out the grief, she unfurled and she began to lessen her clenching and her tightening. Okay. And if your womb has been untended to or not supported by you for most of, your life, which for many of us, that is the case, there's no shame in this. This is just the world we're living in. There will be a lot there, but it doesn't have to be unmanageable. Okay. This is why we go slow. We go slow with presence. And the subtle shifts are extraordinary because of that. We get rewarded for going slow. Okay. Going slow will reward you in so many ways. This is the feminine. This is the feminine energy of slowness. And when it's accompanied with this healing and what I'm teaching you here in this immersion, it's even more powerful. And that's why our healing tomorrow is going to be really, really special. I've already been tuning into the collective effect that Sophia has been showing me, and it's going to be extremely powerful and life-changing for every woman who receives it and beyond. So I'm just going to check in here. Okay. So seeing it very clearly today, quite painful, but grateful. Yeah. Thank you for bringing in the gratitude. And another sister brought in the gratitude as well. So gratitude is also very important. Gratitude for your womb for holding it, gratitude for releasing and freeing and celebrating that, right? So if you're here today and you've been wondering why you have such, painful cycles, or you've been experiencing, discomfort in your womb, physical symptoms in your hips and your thighs, tightness, even, moving up to your jaw or your throat, because the womb, heart, and throat and jaw are very connected. So for me, I hold a lot of grief in my jaw and in my throat, and that is a correlation to what was happening in my womb. But if you've been experiencing physical symptoms of like yoni tightness, pain during sex, yoni discomfort in general, not just around your period, sometimes around your period, if you've had any cysts or any kind of other health, issues around this, or you've been feeling stuck or stagnant or blocked creatively, or you feel like you can't receive, like nothing's coming in and you're just giving out, but you're not able to lean back and receive. Or maybe you've been, single and you've been calling in your union partner, and you've been having these karmic relationships with other men, other partners, and you're wondering why this might be going on. I want to tell you a story so you can understand what's happening here. So let me know if you relate to any of those symptoms, and, what are some areas that you feel like you're really kind of blocked in when it comes to creational power. when it comes to creating and birthing the life of your dreams, which is your queendom. And that encompasses everything, your mission, your relationships, your abundance, your pleasure, your purpose, all of it. Mm. You're seeking your divine union. Beautiful sister. Mm. So I'm going to tell you this story. I had this beautiful sister, this beautiful client who came to me because she was experiencing a lot of pain in a relationship that she was having. And she was experiencing a lot of blockages in her womb. She was in tune with her body. She was very in tune. And she was feeling stuck. She was feeling trapped. And she was feeling all of this like emotional grief from being with this man who she wasn't sure if he was her divine partner or not. But she was experiencing a lot of turmoil, a lot of sticky energy. Things weren't clear. And it was really affecting her life, her business. And she knew that she had some things in her womb that needed tending to. So she came to me and we started working together through session work and mentorship. And it was really frustrating for her where she was at because she had done so much work and she had been on the healing path for a long time. And she was like, I don't know. I don't know if this is my union partner. I feel like he is. I'm unsure, but there's all this stuff and there's all these disconnects, all these things. And she was experiencing, pain in her womb, and it was emotionally painful for her. And she was not sure what to do next. And it was kind of like in this freeze space. So I began to work with her, and I remember one specific session. It was extremely powerful, and I did an energetic womb healing on her. And I cleared out all of these reptilian genetics and different implants and devices in her womb that were basically attracting pain and suffering into her womb. So if you watch my masterclass, I talked a little bit about reptilian genetics there. Reptilian genetics are literally placed in the womb, and they're there to hate on the feminine and to create suffering for us. And these can be implanted by different means. These can also be, you can receive these like if you have sex with a man who dishonors your womb. Whenever you connect with a man sexually, right, you're taking on his DNA in a sense, like you're taking on his energy into your womb. And so a lot of times women, especially women who are in this space, like all of you who are powerful, divine, feminine co-creators, are targeted with reptilian genetics. And this can be very, 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 very painful. And it can show up in a lot of different ways, with all the different ways I was talking about, you know, not able to experience pleasure during sex, feeling shame about your body, not being able to access your mission, feeling trapped, your abundance being held up, not being able to be with your true divine union partner, being in all these karmic cycles, relationships, things like that. So in this session with this sister, we cleared out her womb of reptilian genetics, and we made this pathway for her that her womb was no longer open to this. And I did this whole sequence and series of experiences with her around this. And it was a huge purge. Okay. She had a huge flush out. It was very emotional, all of this stuff. And within a week, it's like days, she called me because it was revealed to her that this guy basically betrayed her, the one that she wasn't sure about. And it was made very clear to her by God that he was not her divine union partner. And this happened within like days of doing the reptilian flush out. And then afterwards, we were able to kind of understand that he was holding these reptilian genetics. This was a karmic relationship, and it was coming to an end. And so it was really, hard to flush that out. But then what was amazing is like she felt all of this freedom after that flush out, after that clear. And it was like I began to then guide her and hold space for her to be able to connect with her union partner etherically, to begin to call him in and allow her womb to welcome him in. And within, I think it was like a couple months, she met her divine union partner. And it was just so synchronistic. It was so beautiful. Immediately, they both knew, they both committed to each other, and they began to prepare for their life together. And, you know, it was so amazing that that came in. And it was like, oh my God, you cleared out those reptilian genetics. You opened your womb up for your union partner after longing for him for so long, and he came in. And so I continued to work with her because she was still, working through and clearing out many years of womb abuse and things like that. And so one time she reached out because she was having a physical issue. She had a cyst on her yoni that was really swollen and painful, and it was really debilitating. And she knew she needed womb work done. And so I took her through a process. She just laid in bed the whole time. She didn't have to do anything. And what I discovered was that there was a massive bloodline blockage that was connected to miscarriages throughout her bloodline of her mother and all of her maternal line of these miscarriages. And we cleared it out, and because it was creating all of this pain, this bloodline blockage here, and it was creating all this pain and grief and all of that building. And within 24 hours, her physical symptoms had subsided, and it has not come back because we cleared that. And it was beautiful because obviously I didn't know that her mother had a miscarriage. That was just what was in the field, but we were able to see that and then trace it back through the bloodline. And so she was able to release that physical symptom. And this is what happens when we do womb healing, because what's going on in the light body, when we have physical symptoms, it just shows us what's going on energetically. Okay. So when we have pain or discomfort, it's just showing us that, okay, we've got some work to do in the light body. There's some templates, there's some things that need to be cleared. And this kind of miracle, right? If this woman, releasing the old partner, the pain, all of that suffering and turmoil, releasing the physical pain. And now she's, cohabitating and living with her divine union partner, and they're building their life. Like, this is what can happen when our wombs are open and can trust us to see them and hold them through whatever is needing to come up. And obviously these were big, deeper things that, she knew she needed support on. And that's why having a womb sovereignty facilitator like me, or someone who can hold space for you through that process, makes all the difference. And so I just share this because I want you to know what's possible for you. And now her business is thriving even more than ever because she's in this loving relationship. She's in this loving relationship with her womb, and she was able to then receive even more of what her womb wants her to birth. And she's birthing all these new creations now that she could feel, but she just couldn't get through because we opened that womb chalice up. And so, sister, if you're looking to get these results too, this is the work we're doing here. This is just the beginning of this, right? Today, yesterday, tomorrow, and the healing. And tomorrow, in our final session, I'm going to be offering you an invitation to go deeper into this work. And if you're already feeling this pull, this call to this right now, you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm feeling this resonance. I really invite you to send me a DM after this so I can send you the information and we can start chatting about if this journey is right for you, because it's really opening up and expanding in such a big way right now. So let's talk about opening to your womb and your body as a vessel of God. Okay. So I'm just tuning in, okay, to the chat here. Yeah, the womb jaw connection. Yes. Yeah, sister, right? It's like a light bulb goes off. Not feeling what my mission is, what direction to go, makes me feel unfulfilled. Yeah. Yeah, you're heavily attacked in your womb, sister. Yeah. Yeah, what you've been describing has been my experience for the last 10 years. Yeah, sister. I totally understand. Yeah. Your ex had reptilian genetics. Yeah. Demonic. Yeah. Drained you, of course. Yeah. Drained your womb. Yeah. You know your mission very clearly, but it's moving slower. Started to wonder if blockages in my womb are stopping my abundance. Okay. And you've had sexual abuse experiences, emotionally abusive reptilian ex partner. Yeah. Yeah, I understand, sister. I was in a 3-year emotionally abusive, almost on the brink of physical. That's when I left. I had reptilian genetics as well. Yeah, shutting off from your sexuality. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And hoping to unravel this and intending that, as I'm sharing this, if you're recognizing that you have some things happening, intending like, wow, I'd really love to clear this now. Now that I have this deeper awareness, I would love to clear what's in my jaw, or I'd love to clear what's going on in my womb that's connected to these blockages. Yeah. Aw, loving everyone here. Thank you. That's so sweet, sister. Yeah. Yeah. Stepping into my mission powerfully and with clarity, but also with sexual pleasure, since an experience where my womb's power was taken advantage of and targeted. Yes. Yes, yes, yes to that. Oh, yes. So thank you so much for sharing, beautiful sisters. That is really helpful. So, okay, when we've awakened to our womb, we're opening to our womb even more deeply now. So when we open to our womb and we allow God to reveal to us what's inside, right? We may find some things we don't like, things that are painful. But the truth is, we're seeing the truth and we're revealing, we're then able to see it for what it clearly is. And then we can clear it, right? Sometimes it's like we don't want to see the truth because we're afraid of the truth. But when we understand that God is love and truth, and that the truth is what sets us free, honestly, even when it's hard, even when it might be hard to look at shadow aspects or pain or something that we allowed, and we might feel grief about it, or we might be like, how did I not know? Or why did I do that? Or all these things, right? When we can allow God to show us the truth through love, we can do something to change it. We can do something to set ourselves free. We can unravel this. We can release ourselves from it. And that is so infinitely powerful, because what a woman can create from her womb is beyond extraordinary. And especially when the womb is restored and its sovereignty and its architecture and it's flowing and its templates are online and its gifts are activated and all of the beautiful flowing medicine is overflowing the way God designed. Many women are not aware of what's actually in their wombs because it's hidden under these layers. And then those things as well, like, are driving your womb. So like there's a lot, it's very intricate. And you'll notice that the deeper you go into your womb, the more you'll see how certain things have played out in your life. And it will bring you so much peace in understanding this, and maybe understanding things that you went through, to allow you to get to this point. And your womb will show you what your medicine is. Yeah. Your womb will show you what your medicine is that you're here to share in any capacity that you so desire. And like we talked about, when it comes to sex and connecting sexually, whenever you connect sexually and receive a man in your womb, you're taking in his DNA and whatever he has going on in his own lineage, right? So, like I said, a lot of times this is how reptilian genetics can get implanted into our womb that are seeking to harvest the power because of the hatred of the feminine. And they don't want us to be in our power. They want us to suffer. This is a very real thing. And when we clear that out, it's like so much space opens up for us. So, like I shared, my client had all these reptilian genetics in her womb, and she was, actively still receiving them because she had done womb healing before as well. But this partner that she was with was, still, they were still connecting. And so it was causing her a lot of pain because he wasn't honoring her womb. And so when we have reptilian genetics, that can also attract more men like that who dishonor the womb. But when we flushed it out and commanded it out of the womb through that sacred womb healing process, it created space, right, for her true union to come in and to honor her womb. And so whether you're with a partner now or you're wanting to be with a partner, something that I do, and I just feel called to share this, is I have Elijah. He is very supportive of my womb. I have him, we started slowly, of course, place his hands on my womb and speak to her. He sings to her a lot because he's a medicine man too, and he'll speak light language. and he's a healer as well. So he actually will support me in womb healing because we hold those like sacred sexual alchemy templates in our bloodlines together. But having your partner, just put a hand and say, ask your womb if she's open to receiving your partner. Ask your womb if she feels safe to receive from your partner, and have him speak to your womb and not do anything sexually, just like lay together and have him connect with her consciousness as well, because that'll allow you to go even more deeply into your union. So if you're already in union, this work will allow you to even go deeper and experience things that'll blow your mind. That's another conversation for another day. But when we are experiencing red flags, or we know, like, as I'm talking, you might be like, oh man, I slept with this guy this one time and he did not respect me or my womb. It was not a good situation. I think I still probably have some of his energy in my womb. I got to clear that out. It's like, cool. Like, be mindful of what comes up in your dreams. If you dream of like old lovers, if you've created a lot of like timelines, like fantasy timelines, like if you were with a guy for a while and you created all these timelines of your future together and then it ended, and you guys were intimate, like those timelines could still be connected into your womb, things like that. These are just some ideas to like spark what could come up. So, these things, if we're holding them, they can shut the womb down and they can shut our hearts down as well, and kind of close our heart down around being open to receive and be open to receive our divine inheritance, our abundance. If our heart and womb are shut down and we're clenched and we're not open and we're in a contraction, that doesn't allow for God to bless us in the way God wants to. If we can relax and settle in and settle back, it's going to be easier, because if the womb is shut down, it cannot commune with the heart. And the womb and heart connection is incredibly important when it comes to allowing your feminine to lead you intuitively, and for life to become more synchronistic and more magical. Have you ever had those days where you're like in your flow and you're in your intuition and like things are just coming in? There's all these gifts and like endless opportunities and miracles, and you got that amazing parking spot, and all of a sudden somebody paid you for something that you forgot about and you got some money in, and then you went to the restaurant and you got the best table and you had the best meal, and oh my gosh, they comped your dinner because of whatever, like this flow, just like all this abundance rolling in. And it's like, yeah, like that can happen when you're leading from the womb and the heart, and your body and your intuition is guiding you on that highest timeline where it just becomes so magical and amazing. So that's what's possible when you heal your womb and heart connection. And so, there's a lot of things that target the womb to disconnect and sever it from the heart. So it's like not talking to each other. And this can create a lot of different, suffering and just unnecessary frustration, unnecessary irritation to you and your body. So I discovered a massive program stored in my womb, that was actually hooked up to a collective program. And it's designed to make women hate their bodies and hate themselves, to hate Sophia, to hate the feminine, to hate their femininity inadvertently. You don't know that that's what's happening. But it was a massive like implant program. It was like a whole program designed to have you have all this body shame and all these things. It was really painful. I went through a really intense process to get it out because I had been there my entire life. Okay. And God allowed me to finally see it, because I meant to bring it forward for all of you, to share with you that, there is a bigger program here at play that does target the womb to allow us to disconnect from our bodies even more deeply. And there's all kinds of programs like this in the light body that are running scripts in the background, dictating how you move through your life. And, there's nothing to fear around this. We're just understanding it more deeply. And we have the knowledge now and the accessibility to break out of womb control, right? Which is like mind control. Just like we've broken out of all of the systems that have allowed us to spiritually awaken and to ascend and to come into claiming our sovereignty and our power and not subscribing to the agendas and the narratives. We don't have to subscribe to the womb programs that we've subscribed to either. And that's what womb sovereignty is all about. We don't have to subscribe to birth is traumatic and painful. We don't have to subscribe to, periods are painful. We don't have to subscribe to, all of the things that we were talking about yesterday, like sex is meant to be endured. I forget who said that. Their grandmother said that. And it was like, yeah, like we don't have to subscribe to those things. We get to rewrite it. Okay. We get to rewrite and create new templates here for us, for all of us that come afterwards. And we get to be the leaders of this movement to say, hey, sister, you don't have to have sex if you don't want to with your boyfriend. Yeah, you don't have to do that. Who did that? I did that for 3 fucking years. Okay. I did it for 3 years where I was with this guy, and yeah, it was not good. We'll just say that. And I was really dissociated. And I can't even remember most of that 3-year time period other than the really traumatic abusive episodes. I've done a lot of work around this, still doing it. How many times did I have sex with a guy because I felt like I had to? And I did that a lot. And no more. We don't have to do this anymore. Okay. We don't have to do any of that anymore. And when you're with the right partner who respects you, he's not going to make you do that. Okay. So this is a huge topic. This is something we're going to go deeper into, but it's just like, I just really want to say that because there's so many women who I've had experiences where their womb has just been abused. And I'm taking a stand for it today and like no more. And like whatever happened, happened. And we're going to get through it and we're going to move through it and we're going to heal it and we're going to clear it and it's going to be okay. And we are going to free ourselves from it. All that pain, all that suffering, all that grief. How you started your period. What was that time like for you? What happened there? Exploring that, I don't have a great story about that. I had to process that, it's like all these things around what makes us a woman and how do we allow ourselves to become even more sovereign in this experience of life so we can live to our fullness because that's what God wants us to do. Sophia, she is the Holy Spirit. She is the muse of Christ. That is who we are. We are our muse. So, remembering that when we ask our womb consciousness to illuminate what we need to see, what do we need to see? You can ask her this question. You can do this yourself. Beloved womb, sacred womb, I love you. What do I need to see next to become even more empowered and free? Right? What do I need to see? What do I need to witness? What do you want to show me? So we can set ourselves free, right? It's like, remembering your womb's been targeted to keep you from being in your power. Once you can accept it, okay, my womb's been targeted by the systems, by the patriarch, by all these things. Okay, it's been targeted. I've had to go through a lot of shit in order to get here. Guess what? It's go time. And now we can move slowly into the path of empowerment in a new way, creating sovereignty from the womb, which when you create sovereignty from your womb, you will create it in your whole fucking life. Trust me. Just trust me on this. It is, and I want you to feel that. If you're sovereign in your womb, think of that. That is your place of power. That's going to emanate through your whole field. And your womb is then going to open up and show you the pathway that you desire. And your womb holds the keys to the queendom. Okay. Your womb holds your keys to the queendom. And once you reclaim those keys and you begin to use them to build your queendom, you become unstoppable. You become unstoppable. And because you have a vision for your life, how you want your life to go, how you desire it, how you desire to co-create with God, you have the keys and the pathway to get you there, and you're doing it, and you're birthing it through your womb, through your life, because she's free and she's sovereign. And the more you consistently journey with your womb, the easier it becomes to lead yourself through your life in the way that's natural to your feminine, which is more fun, more easeful, more magical, more loving, more tender, more soft, more juicy, more exquisite. You know? That's what I want. I don't know. How about you? Do you want that? Because I do. Just tuning in to these. Thank you for being here, sisters. There's so much coming in around this. I know I'm all fired up. Thanks for witnessing. I'm just really passionate about this. I want every woman to be free in her womb, like to birth her life in the way she desires and just be free, like in her rawness and her beauty. And yeah, yeah. So just tuning in here, healing my feminine around all, yeah, spleen and womb too. Yeah, exactly. How long does it take to heal from this harvesting? Good question. That is a deep question. So that is on God's timeline. So healing happens on God's timeline. I can say that with devotion and support, it happens infinitely faster. So coming into even a container like this, imagine if you hadn't come into this space and received this and like started focusing your consciousness on this, it would be much slower, right? So coming into containers like this will accelerate it. Things can happen very quickly depending on what is happening with you, what you're ready to release, and what is in your highest, in God's divine will. So, right, did we actually lose something or just traumatize us and we can tap into the infinite as well? Yeah, so I think in terms of like losing something, it's more like the power is like being siphoned. That's how Sophia has shown it to me. And so we're going to call it back. It's like these things that are in there, it's taken our power and it's like feeding it up into something that is not organic. And we're going to call it back. And whenever you pull out an implant or you pull out an energy, that power comes back to you. Like it can't siphon anymore. Does that answer your question? Let me know. Um, yeah. Okay, I'm just reading your comment here, Jenny. Okay. Wow. Yes. Yeah. So this was part of your journey to see the depths, like kind of going into the belly of the beast when you went into the sex cult. Yeah. And so God was, witnessing through your eyes. I've had experiences where God's like, I know this is hard, but I need you to do this because I need to see this, and this is going to support your work moving on, right? Yeah. I'm just holding space for you, my love. I think so many of us can relate to doing things that we might feel shame about. I know I can. But understanding too that everything that's you've gone through in your journey is also leading you to discovering more of your medicine, right? And think of that medicine that you carry, sister, from that experience. And this is how I've come to understand, why some of these challenging things happen is because we're meant to serve others when we're here in service, in a service mission, um, in that way. So thank you for sharing that, sister. I'm just really loving you and honoring you. Yeah. 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 How do we heal from this? Sister, let me know if that has answered your question. I know that comment was earlier. Healing comes with presence. It comes with a variety of things, with grounded womb healing practices, with the body, going into the body, with energetic work, with shamanic, Sophianic medicine work, healing the womb of this, working with the Sophianic medicine to heal the womb, and then also integrating it and doing practices through self-love and also, doing the embodiment work. That's how we heal this. So it's a deeper question, but what I teach and what has changed my life and the life of my clients with this work is it's a combination of coming into acceptance, being willing to hold space for yourself, being willing to be present with your womb, and then doing the energetic, the healing work, and then physically being with your womb and, being able to be with her physically, and then taking all of that and then incorporating it into daily practices, connection, grounding, you know, grounding it into the body so then it can be integrated and it can actually be lasting transformation. But once it's clear out of the light body, it will be cleared. And then it's about really honoring your womb and creating standards and boundaries for what you allow in your womb space. And I go into all of this in the womb sovereignty journey as well, which I will be sharing more about that later. But yeah, it's a deep, beautiful process. Yeah, womb control. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, sister. Thank you for your reflection. Oh, Sarah, that was your old pattern. Yeah. I recognize I'm thrilled to be finished my period. Now I'm in menopause because the last 2 years my periods were awful. Oh, I feel guilty about that listening to you speak, but I'm obviously on a new journey with my womb. Yeah. Yeah. And it's okay. I've been seeing that a lot in the field, like guilt and shame around how we feel about it. And it's okay. Like, it's okay. Yeah. Mm. The Muse of Christ. Absolutely. Thank you, sister. I love the fire. So real, purifying. Yeah, it's here. It's here. Sophia was like, this is why you need to rest. You're going to bring it tomorrow. I'm like, what am I bringing? I don't know. She's like, you don't need to know. Just tap into your womb and you'll receive it. Okay, cool. Thanks. It's easy. Yeah. And God was protecting you to a great level as well. Yeah. Yeah. So you saw the siphoning of the power and sexual energy into what looked like giant batteries. Exactly. That's exactly it. That's exactly it. It takes it into giant battery packs and it's used for other things. So we can call that back, right? So yeah, Sarah said that's been my experience too. Christ, God has asked me to go into the belly of the beast and see how it's targeted the womb so I can bring medicine. Yeah. Oh, I'm so happy, sister. It's helping you heal, come to terms with my mission more. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I never thought that I was going to be doing womb work. And then I healed my womb, and God was like, actually, this is a huge part of your mission. This is why you've been so blocked from it for so long. So it's like, you don't ever know what's going to happen. Okay. So just know that like there are many surprises in store for you from your womb. So as we talk about this, I just want to ask now, all right, how can you begin to open your consciousness in this new way, in the Sophianic way, right? With everything we've talked about today, I'm just going to go a couple more minutes here. So I want to be mindful of time. How can you open up, right? Asking that question of, well, what would you like me to see? What's our first piece together? What do we need right now? How can I support you? Right? What's going to expand us in a way that feels really good, that feels really nourishing in the most quickly aligned way as possible by moving slowly, right? Your words have power. Asking a really powerful question can open everything up. And that's what we did yesterday, right? We claimed the path to womb sovereignty. So you're on the path now. If you went through that process yesterday, you claimed it, you're on it. Once you claim it, God sets you on it. And that's what we did yesterday. And once you're on it, then things are going to start to come in to support you with it. That is how this medicine works. Okay. So you can develop a wide array of womb healing practices to support your womb healing journey. Some can be deeper than others, right? That practice we did at the beginning of today of just like intending to connect to your womb consciousness and bring her into the room with you, bring her present. That's a very simple practice. And that heals your womb because you're building that relationship with her and you're allowing you and her to merge more, which will make it easier for you to lead more from your feminine. Yeah. Hmm. Brianna, I'm just reading your comment. Yeah, sister, it sounds like you're going through a really, really big purge. I'm going to send you a message later because I know we're going a lot through our shamanic oracle initiation too. So thank you for letting me know that. Um, so some of these practices, right? So Brianna's saying like she's purging, right? She's slowing down, she's in her bed. It's like sometimes we need to do that. Sometimes we just need to rest and we need to process. And it's okay. It's not going to be forever. It's going to be a wave, right? It's going to be a temporary wave that comes in. And when I talk about healing our emotions, you know, I always say this to my clients and my sisters, like, remember my voice that this is just temporary and it's coming up to be released. And you're not going to be stuck in this forever. This isn't your new normal. You're just moving through a sacred healing process. So as you go through this, I just want you to come back to my voice and remember that, because when we're in the throes of it, it can be really hard and we don't want to process it. But if you can remember, this is a wave, it's coming up to be cleared. It's like it's rising to the surface. It's coming up, 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 and out. And if you can hold yourself through it, hold yourself through the contraction, breathe through it, release, you'll set yourself free. Okay. And so there are deeper practices you can do. And there are also amazing pleasure practices that you can do for womb healing, because yes, you can heal your womb through doing pleasure practices. And you can work with a yoni egg, a crystal yoni egg. You can alchemize the yoni egg. You can bless the yoni egg. You can use a glass wand, and you can do different alchemical practices around this with the physical tools. So you're working shamanically, alchemically, and you're working with the tool, with the body. So you're infusing the physical body with the etheric, the energetic body. And it's really, really powerful to do this. And this is something I go much deeper into and teach you how to do in the womb sovereignty journey, of how to create your own pleasure practice and how to wield the power of your womb and your sacred orgasm to support you in the healing and what it can clear out through that. So, I just invite you, as your womb opens, to allow her to show you how she wants to be nurtured, how she wants to be nourished, and where can she settle in more? Where's the space where she feels safe to open to you and show you what she needs? You know, allow her to show you what she wants to be nurtured and nourished. And this is a process, right? Developing this kind of sisterhood connection with your womb. It's a process, right? Like with any relationship, it takes time to build, takes time to sense. So, understanding that you know what to do, you're wise, you're intuitive. If you're here, it's because you're ready, you're resonating with this medicine, you're ready to go deeper. You wouldn't be here receiving these transmissions. There were, I put this out to a lot of women and it's like, look who's here, right? So trusting that you're in the right place, that your womb brought you here, and trusting what your womb wants you to see, and knowing that slowly incorporating a daily practice of even just like when I wake up in the morning, the first thing I do is like I put my hand on my womb and I just thank you, God, for another day with my love. And I'm here, with my womb opening up to her, something as simple as that. And it's a habit, it's a practice, just like with all of our practices, right? So I just invite you to ask the questions and to spend time presencing. You can do it in the bath, you can do it in the shower, you can do it outside, laying on Pachamama, you can do it in your bed, you can do it wherever you feel guided, wherever your womb feels safe. And then you can go into deeper practices, right? Like you might want to go into a pleasure practice with your womb alone, light some candles and create a really safe space. Like, what's the music? I have like a whole thing, a whole ritual that I share in the womb sovereignty journey about this, because it's so powerful, that environment of what she needs. And when we create that environment, what can happen when she awakens and opens. So that is the transmission for today. Tomorrow is going to be really special as well. We are going to take a beautiful journey together through a rose lineage womb healing. So we'll be working with the medicine of the rose. And this will be a deeper womb healing. It's going to be an energetic field work session. So this is going to be a sisterhood group womb healing. And I want you to treat it as an energy, like you're coming to me and you're getting a session. Treat it like that. Okay. You're coming to your medicine woman and you're about to get a womb healing session, because that's what tomorrow is for our collective sisterhood. And it's going to be really beautiful. So be comfy, if you have your rose tea, you can bring that. And, be in a space where you could be comfortable and be open. And I want to invite you tonight, right? Because here's the thing with group sessions like these, especially with what we're doing here with igniting the womb sovereignty movement, it's going to be a bit of a surprise where we are not exactly sure what's going to come in, because Sophia and I, we're going to continue to tune in. So with what comes up for you, feel free to share it in the group over the next, 24 hours, what's coming in. And we're going to tune in, and Sophia is going to guide me and facilitate the healing that's needed based on God's divine will and what will most serve our group tomorrow. So it's going to be so exciting, and I'm really excited to offer this. This is going to be just really special. I can already feel it. Like I'm already emotional about it, because I'm like, oh, wow. And I'm definitely going to go back and re-listen to it so I can actually receive it, because it's very different from facilitating. I'm receiving it, but then to go back and actually just like receive it is much better. So beautiful. Thank you, love. Oh, you're welcome, sister. Oh, the rose is one of your symbols. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Oh, I appreciate you all. Thanks for being here to go through this together. Exactly. Beautiful, sister. Yeah. And going through this as a sisterhood is so much more enjoyable, is it not? It's so much nicer to go through it with other women, so we can talk about it and we can connect. And I'm really excited because after the healing tomorrow, we're going to have a circle. So if you are here on Zoom, it'll just be like this, and then you'll have the opportunity. I'm going to open up the space and call every woman forward after the healing who wants to share and be witnessed. You don't have to share. You can still come to the Zoom and just say, I'm not in a space to share right now. It's fine. I won't call you forward. But if you do want to participate and receive, then you can, and you can show up as you are. And we're going to hold a circle so we can all connect and share. And the circles are where the magic really happens, because we start weaving together and it's just beautiful. Plus, anytime that you share in a women's circle like this, you heal your nervous system and you heal sisterhood wounds and you heal your feminine, and it's really powerful. So I definitely invite you to come to the Zoom tomorrow, sisters, if you are able to join the live. Oh, you're going to be drinking your womb tea. That is amazing. Yes. Aw, I'm so excited for the healing. Thank you so much for everything you're bringing forth for us, Alasia. Aw. Thank you, sister. Thank you for your reflection. I'm so grateful. Thank you, honey. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to bring this forward. And so tonight, please just take tonight for yourself and feel into an intention that you'd like to bring with you tomorrow for the medicine of the rose and what you would like to heal. This can be anything. Keep it simple. Just keep it very simple and bring it with you. And I'm going to ask you to share it tomorrow so we can weave it in and anchor it in. You can share it and I can witness you in it. And then that will support, because our intention is our living prayer for the healing. So you can think of your intention as a living prayer that we're sending up to Sophia, to the Holy Mother, and asking God to answer your prayer. Okay. So that's the invitation. And of course, if you're already feeling the call, if you're feeling this pulse to go deeper, to explore, send me a DM so we can begin to chat about your personal path of womb sovereignty and how this medicine can support you. Okay. All right, sisters. Love you all so much. Thank you for being here with me. It is such a joy. I'm so excited for all of you. Can't wait to see what opens up. So many blessings. What a beautiful experience. Thank you for witnessing me and my dragon fire. Such a beautiful group. Thank you. Looking forward to tomorrow. Oh, yay. So excited. So excited. All right, sisters, my love and blessings. Have fun with your wombs tonight. Allow her to illuminate to you what you're ready to see and bring it forward tomorrow. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.